Hi everyone, I'm Jen. Wanted to share another which is Happy Unexplainable Happening. This one happened back in 2001, and this was after our divorce, and things were really rough, to put it lightly. And one day, when I was off of work, but my children were in school, I decided this is it. I can let go and cry. And I didn't know that giving myself permission would lead me to just deep, deep, deep down to the core crying, where my whole body's trembling. I'm in bed. I've got tissues all around me. I'm hiccuping. I am not a pretty crier. And the way my bedroom's set up is I was laying in bed facing to the left, and there's a window there. So I was kind of talking to the trees in my head, talking to the trees about life and how it stunk and how it wasn't fair and how it should be better. And please help me. I don't know how to keep going, even though, I had to keep going. And so the door to my bedroom is at the foot of my bed on the right side. So when I heard someone enter the condo where my girls and I were staying, I was so desperately sad that I did not even have space to care that an intruder had just walked in. And I feel for every single mom. Geez Louise, I do. So as the footsteps came closer to the bedroom door, I did not even care to quiet my crying. I'm like, they're gonna know. As they entered my bedroom doorway, I did ask for help. I asked that they not hurt me, that they help me. But, I did that internally as my uh, crying was quieting down, so that I was still doing that muffled hiccuping, and I was just sniffling instead of hysterical. But their footsteps went across the from the right to the left by the where my feet were, and then turned the corner to the side that I was facing. My eyes stayed closed because whatever, if something bad's gonna happen, let's close our eyes, right? I don't know. I don't know why my eyes stayed closed. And then they sat on my bed and the mattress. You know how the weight of someone moves the mattress, so my body shifted a little bit too. And I don't know. There's something about the air, the essence of them. I was not as afraid. Um, and then, and at that point, I was probably just whimpering. And then their hand went and touched my shoulder, gently touched my shoulder, and then stroked me, going down towards just past my elbow, maybe forearm. The way my arm was laid, it was resting on the side of my torso and my hip. And I think out of respect, it did not go further because my arm was closer to my private areas. I thought about that later on, that there was even respect there. If people know my history, that's makes sense. And then um, I relaxed. I just felt like they were actually comforting me and, you know, being loving with me and towards me. And when I relaxed, then they put their hand, I'm getting teary eyed, then they put their hand on top of my head and stroked me. And I have PTSD, so I have issues with people touching me to begin with, especially my head and other areas. So this was huge for me that I was receiving it. And I just knew that this was not of this earth. And at that point, I had already experienced enough unexplainables but I had not had a physical unexplainable touch me like this. So I asked the universe, God, whatever you want to label this amazing creator, creation, or experience, whatever. I just wished, I prayed that I could open my eyes and still see them and not have them disappear, that I was ready to see them. And then, like Christmas time, when you squint your eyes at the Christmas lights, I don't know if others do that, but it's really pretty. The lights are more twinkly. I squinted my eyes, and with the tears from my eyes, it was even more beautiful. But this bright, 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 bright light was there, and you would think that was blinding, but it did not blind me. It was just pure, 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 mm, beautiful love, goodness. I don't know. There aren't words for it. It was just beautiful. And then I could see her. It was a liquid lady is the only way that I could describe it. It was the form of a woman in a gown, but she was totally made up of water. And because of the white light, the water was iridescent with all the little rainbow colors in it. And oh, she was beautiful. And I wanted to share this story because with my last one video with where I shared where I found out my angel's name. Um, Someone, is resentful of angels not doing things for us, and that life is bad. And yes, life is stinky and bad. And I do believe, though, that because of this thing that is called free will, that we have to ask for it. And I was talking to the trees beforehand, asking for help. How the heck am I supposed to keep going if, the child support's not coming in and I just wasn't making enough? And because I was a stay-at-home mom, so I don't have enough earning power at that point. Whatever. I asked for it, and I believe that free will gives us the needed energy in whatever image is palpable at the time to whomever is asking for it. So that's my personal belief from a whole bunch of unexplainable experiences. It's been over 20 years now that I've had them, and they're just sampler trays. I'm not a professional anything. I just am sharing my stories, and goodness, may energy transform itself into the softness that you each crave and deserve, and help us each deal with and go through this at times very, very hard life. I love you all. Mwah.